Scotch Test Dummies with Scott and Bart.
Hey, I'm Scott.
Bart here.
Scotch Test Dummies. We got a Paul John Christmas edition 2020.
Ooh, the 2020 Christmas edition.
And
We're going to test it. Little out of practice. Boom.
Full disclosure, I don't have my taster back yet.
Woo, 5 weeks. Is it 5 weeks?
Last Saturday, or what would that have been? Like November 30th, 29th, was 5 weeks of no taster.
Wow.
It's come back. I'm getting very muted senses once in a while. Still no smell. I haven't smelled a thing, but
that could be good at your house.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah, so anyway, though, this bottle was sent to us as a review bottle from Paul John.
Yes.
It is their Christmas edition 2020. And we said we'd try to get this up before Christmas.
Doing it right now.
Taster or not. So
I'm going to be the high wire act without the net. I'm the only live taster we got here. And I did get a sample. So we've got the tube and the bottle. Scott's got that, but he's poured me a nice hefty sample, and I'll be doing our tasting. You'll be tasting along with, but you'll have to explain. Maybe that's even interesting. What's it like?
No, I can tell it's whiskey. But that's about it, really. So this is okay, real quick. This is 46%. They do a special edition each year. Paul John does for their single malt whiskey. This one's 46% ABV.
Mm-hmm.
It's been ex-bourbon, Oloroso, virgin oak, and with a hint of peat.
Ooh.
My wife has a real sensitive sniffer. I had her, actually, she tried it, and she goes, "That's not a hint of peat. That's a lot." I go, "No, it's really be a hint."
Ooh, I'm excited now. I'm excited. This is perfect. I should have grabbed that whole bottle.
I'll drink it along with you, of course.
Sure. So
I'm probably not going to get anything.
Ooh, that does have some peat. Hold on, man. I am going to claim said bottle. I know. I'm just all right. So
yeah. I think you've got the last two over there as well.
Yeah. Yep.
2019 and 2018.
Mm-hmm. Sitting there, it's like a Christmas collage from them over there. Now,
so yeah, keep in mind, I'm not getting anything on the nose, but that's because I had COVID. My buds are gone. Bart's going to be I'm going to have to rely on Bart here. I'm not happy about it.
Oh no, but I had COVID as well. Boom, bounced back in 10 days because I lost smell and taste. Well, I went down to about 10% ability, which was terrible.
Yeah, but not even for that long, did you?
Nope, 10 days.
Oh, you lost it for 10 days?
Yep.
I thought it was just a couple of days.
Nope, I wish that would have been good. All right, yeah, I get those caramel, vanilla, like bourbon, like used bourbon barrel notes. On my first sniff, I was getting the peat, and then now that I'm digging deeper, it's like I'm not picking up the peat on the nose, but I know it was there for my first sniff because I was like, "Ooh, yeah!" Started to salivate.
I'm getting some fruits of some type.
Ooh, yeah, I get a little bit of like, there was a little bit of peat right there too. Man, it's almost a citrus, but it's not quite as tang as a citrus. It's more like a light orange, like an orange rind, orange peel.
Now, I think that could depend my senses on the substance because orange juice, I swear I'm tasting. I love orange juice, and I've been drinking that every morning. Ooh. And so it seemed, or is it, I don't know if it's my mind telling me what it's tasting like, or if I'm actually tasting it. But
could be. You know what fought through everything? Nutella. My wife loves Nutella, and she broke it out, and I thought, well, I can't taste anyway. Let me put a little of this on a peanut butter sandwich. And I was like, ooh, and I could get it. It hit some other taster area in my brain or something.
All right, I'm going to go in. I don't know if I'll get anything.
All right, you go in. We're going to let you give first notes in case maybe it magically comes back right now. That's a good nose, though. It's both sweet and a little bit of that orange tang with a hint of citrus. That's good.
I got some hints of sherry.
Ooh, really?
Very slight hints. That's about it. I can tell it's whiskey, and there was like some sherry notes in there, some of the dark fruits. Very, very faint.
Oh, yeah, not faint here at all. Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow. The way the peat's hitting me, it's almost like how mint will hit your tongue at first blush. I'm going to have to come back to that. The finish, I'm getting an oak. It's a little dry in the finish. Almost like a touch of pine. And I'll come back to the forefront in the mid palate here again. All right, the finish is dropped. It's still a little bit dry, a little bit of oak on the finish. Now, I will put a touch of water in here in a second, but let me come back for the forefront.
All right, I'm getting, maybe I'm starting to get some stuff coming through now.
Ooh.
And I've been drinking some whiskey almost every night just to see where I'm at, but I'm getting some citrus. I'm getting some of that oak, the vanillas and creams. Some notes that I haven't been able to discern at all from any whiskey I've been drinking lately. No peat. I can't. My post-COVID palate's not getting any peat here, but
yeah, the peat's all over the mid palate. Now it's a different. Definitely. I mean, I know where it's from. I know it's an Indian whiskey. So I mean, just saying the peat. When I come in and describe peat, sometimes I'll describe in general, not always, but like a heathered peat for the Highlands and that sooty, dark, rich Isla peat. It's not really hitting on either of those. It's more like a dry charcoal kind of peat smoke that's in that mid palate.
I'm going to throw a hefty drop of water in.
Yeah, and that peat's catching me right at that very first flash too. So first flash to mid palate is that peat, almost like a charcoal smoke peat.
Yeah, I'm just getting really muted. Even the finish, I can't tell you anything about. Mid palate, I can't tell you anything about. Really, it's just up front initially. It's almost like I'm tasting a little bit of the sherry and some of the fruits that's in it. And that's about it.
Yeah, again, on the finish, I still feel like I'm able to taste some of that orange rind on the finish there. Now, I haven't read the bottle. I haven't looked at any notes or anything, so I'm just giving you what I'm getting here.
Well, outside, I don't know if there's too many. There's some fine print. I'm going to need my glasses for on there.
Wow. Putting that touch of water, I'm going to just tell you that peat smoke again had a touch of pine in it. That's interesting.
Going on through the writing a little bit, created from an exclusive blend of single malts from ex-bourbon, Oloroso, and virgin oak casks, this exotic limited release proffers deep flavors of creamy dark chocolate, tinged with gentle barley and soft spices, culminating in a rich, long, lightly peated, and memorable finish.
Trying to see if I'm picking up any spices. I don't get any chocolate. Let me try a little water.
I can tell this is a good one, though. I'm going to look forward to getting into this one more.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see. I added in some more water, cleanse my palate a little bit.
I can feel something is hanging around on my palate. I'm pretty sure if my taste buds were back that I would be tasting those finish notes, but I can tell it's there, but that's about it.
All right. I'll do that like circular breathing right at that mid palate. And that's when I can really get that peat rolling around in that mid. Again, it's still, if I were to describe the peat, it would be like a dry charcoalish peat. And I'm a peat nut, so I like peat. I wouldn't say it's overpowering though. I'm used to peats that can be like creosote and railroad tie. It's not that. So the peat actually, like I said, when I say it comes in on a drier charcoalish peat, it is not, to me, it's not overpowering. But again, I love heavily peated smoke, so I would agree it's more of a hint.
All right, let's score it up.
All right. I will jump in first at an 88. What do you got?
Yeah,
not fair. Not fair.
95.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got to start yelling 99, 99. So
88 seems kind of low for the notes you were getting. I expected you was going to hit at least a 90 with it.
The dry peat is a little bit different for me, and I'm going to have to spend some more time with it. My favorite peat, again, this is nothing on this. If we're just talking peat, my favorite peat are those tobacco leaves. Sometimes that pipe tobacco flavor. And this one, it's interesting because the peat here is much more subtle to me. And again, the only way I can describe it is that dry. It's like a dry peat with charcoal hints to it. So it's not, it's definitely, it's not going to trick anybody thinking it's an Isla peat. I don't get any of that heather, subtler notes of Highland peat. So this is a unique peat that I'd have to spend probably a little bit more time with it. But the peats that really sing to me are definitely those tobacco, thick, rich peats. So I like this. I can't pick up. I was hoping I could pick up some more because what was the other finish in there? Give me the barrel finishes again.
Ex-bourbon, Oloroso, and virgin.
See, and I'm not really picking up the Oloroso. I thought I would pick up some of that berry sweetness, or I don't know. And you're definitely the Oloroso and the PX guy. So it's like we got half the tasting team literally here. So
but the ones in the past have been very good. I believe well worth it. And I want to say this is probably the $100 range, somewhere $80 to $100, something like that, maybe. If you can find it. And I don't know, I was looking to see if it said on there how many bottles were produced of this, but I don't see it anywhere. So I'm not sure on that. It is a limited edition that they do.
Yeah.
I think they're worth it and you should pick it up. Like I say, I can't wait for my taster to come back to get into this a little bit more. I think I'll be a couple points higher than Bart.
All right. Now, I'm a little bit of a harder score. I think I don't consider that a bad score at all.
Right.
I think it's a very good score for me. And again, I think scoring is all, everybody's palate's different anyway. So, what I always say is if your palate historically, as you watched our show, links up with mine, that's actually the best. Or if it doesn't link up with mine at all, and you're like, if he likes it, I don't. And if it's the reverse, you're going to love it. So that's the best thing you can do as we describe our palates.
All right. I think what we'll do though, hopefully sometime soon when my taster comes back, we may do a live with this bottle and then their PX release and their Oloroso release. So, yeah. But look for those reviews also. And hopefully my taster is back soon. I did not think it would be gone for 5 weeks or plus.
Right. Well, and you had asked me, did I think when I had lost when I was down to 10%, was it back fully? I think it's back fully. Just for full disclosure, I've been trying different things, working into heavy peats, subtle peats, going into some Oloroso, doing some bourbons, doing some corns, rye, my taster feels like it's back. So, because I was concerned by the same thing. What if it's morphed or changed, or even not drinking? I didn't drink for 2 weeks when I had COVID because I wasn't feeling good. couldn't taste it anyway. And I will tell you that first bourbon I sipped afterward, I was like, woo, I'm getting it now. And the first thing I noticed was that I'd had some lemonade and I could get all those flavors. And I like rinsed my mouth and ran down and started grabbing bottles. I think it was scary to the wife. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, I have to see if it's back. So, but I believe I am back 100%. Only time will tell, but I believe like I'm getting all these things now.
All right. Sounds good.
Scotch it. Woo, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro.
John style.
Cilantro. Dummies.
Dummies. Sorry. See, we're out of practice. I messed it up. All right.